Assalamu alaikum and welcome to our program Words of Wellness. My name is Yassir Al-Manawi. I'm a clinical therapist and I'm going to be your host for today. Today we're going to talk about an important issue. Again, everything in our life is important and everything is linked together, and that's why a lot of the issues and the subjects we're talking about, you're going to find it intertwined and it's going to all be connected. And that's what you're going to realize after a while, that all of the issues, spiritually, psychologically, are connected together. You can't take one piece and leave another. So what we're going to do today is that we're going to talk about self-respect, or respecting oneself. This is what we call it in psychology: self-respect, respecting oneself, and respecting others. And also self-protection. In the translation of the hadith, of the Quran, the translation of the Quran, what it's called is something else. It's called lowering one's gaze. What does that mean, lowering one's gaze? It means that the first look is for you, the second look is on you. It means that you do not stare at other people. It means that you don't keep looking in a way that's offensive to other people. So let me read the translation of the ayah in the Surah An-Nur, translation of ayah number 30 and 31. And this is the way it goes. Tell the believing men to reduce some of their vision and guard their private parts. That is purer for them. Indeed, Allah is acquainted with what they do. And tell the believing women to reduce some of their vision and guard their private parts, and not expose their adornments, except that which is necessarily appears thereof, and wrap a portion of their head covers over their chests, and not expose their adornment except to their husbands, their fathers, their husbands' fathers, their sons, their husbands' sons, their brothers, their brothers' sons, their sisters' sons, their women, that which the right hand possesses, or those male attendants having no physical desire, or children who are not yet aware of the private aspects of women. And let them not stamp their feet, make known what they conceal in their adornments, and turn to Allah in repentance, all of you, all believers, that you might succeed. What does that mean? It's a lot of things that we have to pay attention to. It means to me that I respect myself and I protect myself, whether I'm a man or a woman. If you realized that in this surah, it's a verse for men and a verse for women. So there is equality in there. In psychology, we're talking about equality. In our society, social psychology, we talk about equality between men and women, and that's the same thing in here. What we need to realize is that respecting oneself by not looking and not gazing at people is that I give them the freedom to be able to act freely, and at the same time I give them respect, and I don't cause them to be afraid of anything. I don't cause them to be suspicious of anything. At the same time, if a female acts that way, she also protects herself. That's number one. How does she protect herself? She protects herself by not giving any indicative behavior to the other person that he might misunderstand, or he might take it as a green light to do whatever they want to do. At the same time, she respects herself by, I don't want to say head covering, I want to say respecting herself by being modest, because modesty is very important. A lot of times in the psychology, what we do, and I keep saying psychology and spirituality, and they're actually connected together. But let's say we're not talking about spirituality at all, we're only talking about psychology and treatment. There are some behavior that could indicate or could give people the green light to act in a specific way. And I see that happens a lot, especially with females. They might not know what they're doing. They might not be educated enough about their body language, or about what they wear, or about the way they act, or the way they talk, or the way they move. But there is body language, and that is very important to take a look and to pay attention to your body language. How? Simple. I'll give you an example. For somebody that we call a distractor. What is a distractor? A distractor is somebody that's usually in a female that's standing there. She doesn't stand straight. She could stand this way or that way. She moves a lot. She does things with her hair. And that's what distracts other people, especially men. It gives different signals. There are also colors that you have to pay attention to. If you wear certain colors, it gives different signals to men to act in a specific way. So we need to know all of these. For instance, the color red. If you wear red and you have red shoes and you have a red pocketbook and you put red nail polish, it actually, a lot of men are going to take a look at you. A lot of men are going to be looking and wondering, and maybe some thoughts are going to happen in their heads, and you don't know what happened. So when somebody come and they talk about things that happen to them, how they are being bothered in the street by men, the first thing I ask, what do you do? And that is not by any mean or by any way that she's responsible for their action. No, I'm not saying that. The female is only responsible for her own actions. So that's why I say, well, some actions might give wrong signals to other males. And that's what we need to pay attention to. And that's what this hadith, what the ayah was all about. That we do not want to give the wrong signals. At the same time, for men, if you're acting in a way that's aggressively, you're going to cause a lot of fear. You're going to cause a lot of things with the females and the society that's going to be fearful of you. So you need to pay attention to what you're doing. And that all is self-respect, respecting others, watching yourself, watching your behavior, and by doing that, you find out that your life is a whole lot easier and it's smoothly. And thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next episode.